This slave held a secret that would change his life forever, but first he had to survive his foolish boss. On a massive construction site, the work was in chaos. The foreman, unable to read, was shouting at workers for his own mistakes, bringing the entire project to a halt while the master's beautiful wife watched from a distance. The chief architect was furious. He confronted the foreman, warning him that his incompetence could get them both killed. The plans were useless in the hands of a man who couldn't understand them, and the foundation they were building was in the wrong place. The foreman grew desperate and angry. He snatched the plans, only to throw them to the ground in frustration, admitting he was illiterate. But just as all hope seemed lost, the impossible happened. A young slave named Joseph stepped forward and calmly said, "I can read." The foreman stared in disbelief. A slave who could read was unheard of. Joseph took the plans and immediately began to organize the workers. He pointed out the correct location for the wall, instantly solving the problem that had stumped his superiors. His intelligence and confidence caught the eye of the master's wife, who was immediately intrigued. She demanded to know who this remarkable slave was. Joseph worked tirelessly, using his knowledge to not only fix the mistakes, but to create something beautiful. Day and night, he transformed the barren land into a lush and perfectly designed garden. And from her balcony, the master's wife watched his every move, her fascination growing. When the master, Potiphar, finally came to inspect the work, he was left speechless. The garden was a masterpiece. The architect, realizing the slave's incredible talent, immediately tried to buy him, but Potiphar refused. He had seen enough to know this was no ordinary slave. Potiphar summoned Joseph, but when he asked the slave how he was so successful, Joseph did the unthinkable. In a land where Pharaoh was considered a god, Joseph gave credit to his own God. It was a dangerous and defiant statement, one that could have cost him his life. But instead of anger, the master was intrigued by the slave's courage and skill. His wife, sensing a unique opportunity, praised Joseph's gentle manners and intelligence, noting that a man with his talents was being wasted on simple labor. She said that whatever he touches seems to flourish. Potiphar agreed. Amused by the slave's boldness and impressed by his results, he made a shocking decision. He declared that Joseph would be taken out of the fields and promoted. In an instant, the slave who knew how to read was put in charge of the master's entire household, proving that one unique skill can change your destiny.